What is diversity, do you guess?
I think diversity is when like a lot of people from different places come together for one common goal.
I think diversity is just like a variety of different things.
That's it.
Diversity to me is the difference in religion, race, culture. It's just the difference within people, what they make up. Everyone has diversity because no one's the same. So they have different circumstances which make them different from other people.
To me, diversity is just being different.
Different personalities, different cultures, different everything, and they just kind of mix it together.
Diversity to me is your culture and the way you live your life every day according to that culture, and it's a certain set of beliefs that are different from the country's culture that you're living in. I feel like if that is different, then that is culture to me.
Diversity to me is a group of different individuals that have new perspective on life, of different ethnicities that come together in the community.
Diversity to me is different type of cultures and backgrounds, and we all get together and combine the type of diversity that each individual has.
Alright.
Diversity to me just means accepting different cultures and being very, very open-minded to different cultures and accepting to different cultures and trying to understand why certain people do the things that they do and just accepting it and loving it anyways and trying not to criticize some cultures. People have turned diversity here on campus into like the clothes that you wear or the music that you listen to, and I'm just like, no, like when it all boils down to it, it's our culture. It's what makes us who we are. We already have one thing in common, and it's believing in Jesus Christ. But like
diversity is just, I think, different races. Like living in the same area. Like I live in South Florida, so South Florida is very diverse just because there's a whole different, like a lot of different races and cultures that people.
Diversity to me, it's like a different groups of people. It's not one, but when you speak of diversity, usually you're in diverse culture. There's not just one set of people, but there's different amounts, there's different colors, different races. So it's almost like a variety, like Chex Mix.
So now let's take a look at the 2014 fact book to understand more about the culture here at Southeastern University. Southeastern count with 3,800 students. 56% are women, 44% are men. Pretty balanced by that. By denomination, the majority of the students, 30%, are from the Assemblies of God. And minorities such as Catholics, Presbyterians, and Church of God are only 1 or 2% each. Even though we see a crescent curve on the minority population, the majority of students at Southeastern are white. The white population is almost 4 times bigger than the Black or African Americans and the Hispanics. On an international level, Southeastern counts with only 65 international students, coming from all around the world, representing 47 different countries. So now, let's hear from Jen Herden, the International Students Coordinator here at Southeastern University.
Well, just speaking about the F1 students, the students who are here attending on a non-immigrant student visa, we currently have 65, which is the largest number we've ever had. So we're definitely going in the right direction. That's up about 30% from a year ago. And that's a pretty considerable number for a school this size. However, we're going to have to really increase that as our enrollment increases to keep the proportion correct. So we have about 65 from all over the world. That doesn't include a much larger number of students that are here that would claim to be international, and those would be students here as permanent residents or perhaps attending on another kind of visa, or students that they may be American but they come from a Cuban Spanish-speaking household, so they really identify with a different culture. And if you take that number into account, there are hundreds more here. And I think in that way we're a good reflection of what Florida's like, because this is largely a very diverse state full of immigrants from various parts of the world, especially Latin America. And I think our campus reflects that.
Southeastern's 5-year plan talks about increasing the diverse student population. But more than this plan, Southeastern's vision statement emphasized a diverse learning experience here on campus. So now, let's hear from the students about their personal experiences. Have you had any diverse learning experiences here on campus?
Yeah, I'm on the volleyball team, so Carol, one of our seniors, was from Brazil, and it was just awesome to learn like her culture and then mixed with ours. It was cool.
No, I have not experienced that.
You have not experienced that?
No.
Have you, like, are you close to like international groups, or do you get close to people that are not like you here?
It's kind of so-so. I have a group of international friends, and I also hang out with just Americans in general.
Okay, and where are you from?
I'm from the Bahamas.
Personally, yeah. A bunch of my friends are from different countries, like Colombia, Brazil, so they have different worldviews than me, and group in different cultures, so it's a diverse community and that it's surrounded by different people.
I have, there's actually quite a bit of Hispanics here, and I've noticed that a lot of my friends on the baseball team or in school that are speaking Spanish, I have a hard time getting along with them because my Spanish is very broken, and as much as I want to get in the conversation with them and converse with them, I can't because my Spanish isn't fluent. So I am Spanish, that is my ethnicity, but I'm not fluent in Spanish, so I've had that problem when it comes to diversity.
And for sure, I mean, even though it's a Christian community, you have people of different backgrounds, different cultures, might practice different traditions.
It's really about where you come from and what you've experienced and what you've been through. So there's been a lot of things that I've been through here at Southeastern that were very diverse. They were different. Some of them I felt like I fit in, and some of them I felt like I didn't fit in. But it was all about my perspective and how I looked at it. So.
Do you feel like you're part of the minority or the majority here on campus?
Part of the majority.
Part of the majority. You think most of the people here are white?
Yeah.
Here at SCU? Okay.
Minority.
Minority? Why?
Because, I mean, I don't know.
Because you're not from here?
Yeah, basically. Because I'm an international student, you know, majority of people are Americans and they grew up here, but me, I'm just a Caribbean kid. So.
I'm part of the minority group just because I'm not white and I haven't grown up in the States, which most of the people have that go here. And I'm not Hispanic either, which is also majority Southeast.
And why?
I feel like it's about even now. Like when I first came in 2008, I was a minority, definitely. There weren't many. There was a lot of blacks, African Americans, whatever you want to call it. There was a lot of us, but not as much as now. I feel like the football team kind of evened that out, and even people who are not even on the football team just help, even.
It's a majority because it's a lot of us.
Well, I mean, I know that just by looking around, you can see there's a lot more of like certain ethnicities around, but I think that there's not really a minority here. So everyone's kind of a family.
Oh.
Definitely minority.
Definitely. Why?
Well, I was an athlete, and sometimes the culture and diversity between athletes and regular students didn't fit as well.
I think a little bit of both. Can I say that?
Yeah.
Both?
You can
yeah.
say that.
Majority, which is like I hang out with anyone, no matter what clothes they wear, who they are, what major they are. If I like your personality, I'm gonna hang out with you.
Yes.
And minority, because I know not a lot of people are accepting to doing that. So, does that make sense?
Yeah.
I want to say I'm more of the minority.
Okay. Do you think there's like a problem like to address within the minority? Do you think they feel like less valuable because of that, or do you think here at SEU it's fair?
I think it's pretty fair here at SEU. I mean, they have the whole Ola group, which is really cool. They get to like perform at a lot of places, and it's not like just for like Hispanics, like white people or black people, whoever can be in it. So I think it's pretty cool.
Nice.
Like,
yeah.
Bit, yeah.
And do you think that's an issue?
Not really, not for me personally.
It's not for you. You don't feel like uncomfortable with it? No.
Well, I think too, like one of the values on this campus are is you kind of want to connect with everybody. And like at Southeastern, it's like a tight-knit community. So you won't see certain people hanging out with certain people. You might see athletes hanging out with athletes just because they're around each other all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But they usually do mix around with the general population. So.
I think there is a problem here is that if you go to where you feel comfortable and you go to people that look like you, sound like you, talk like you, and that's where you feel most comfortable at. So.
If we're going to try to get people together, or if there is an issue with people getting together, I feel like we should find out what that issue is. Like, why don't, you know, black people like hanging out with this group of people, internationals hanging out with this group of people? Why? And instead of like trying to force people to, you know, come into groups and start these groups that really nobody might not even be motivated to join, I feel like you know, that's a hard issue that maybe somebody can preach about in chapel, about, you know, either holding, I don't know if it may be holding grudges, or it just may be like just people have a stereotype about certain people in their minds, and so when they see those people, you know, they have these negative thoughts about them, when in reality, the person that they're looking at is
just like them.
Exactly, yeah.
I mean, I guess because they're more comfortable with someone that they have more in common with, I guess, with their culture and just personality and stuff like that. I mean, it could be a problem.
There's definitely many different cultures here at Southeastern. Like you said, we have your African Americans, you have your Hispanics, and I think those are the two biggest cultures here on campus. Yeah, there's a problem how those cultures like to separate themselves and alienate themselves.
I think the whole society as a whole, not just Southeastern, society as a whole has an issue.
Okay.
And I think that's where education comes into play and parenting comes into play.
I don't think it's an issue because we tend to, as human beings, we tend to hang out and like concern ourselves with other people who we have certain similarities to, whether that be race or just the music that we listen to or the clothes that we wear or our majors even. And I don't think it's a certain issue, but I do think people need to be like more accepting and like kind of broaden their view.
I feel like I do feel like there's an issue, and it's kind of, it doesn't look big to people, but it's more than what meets the eye, because I'm a student here and I hang around a lot of different people, and I will see, maybe it's not intentional, but I will see certain groups hanging out with certain people and certain groups hanging out, maybe the blacks with the blacks, the whites with the whites, and not because they want to do it, but that's just because of how they grew up, and they've always just had white friends, or they've always just had black friends. So maybe it is some people who don't want to hang out with other white people, or they don't want to hang out with black people or things like that, but I think it's more the kids are just not realizing that it's happening, and we do need to fix that.
Different cultures tend to congregate with those that are like them. I mean, I do see and hear students that are all together speaking Spanish or speaking Portuguese, or I know that the African students have a natural affinity for each other because they share a culture, and all that's natural. That helps you feel at home where you are. I really understand that you want to be with people where you can kind of let your hair down and speak your native language, and you understand you like the same foods and culture and music, and you have that same shared history.
What do you think should be done on campus to increase diversity?
Maybe like a diversity group or something, like where you have like different people from different cultures coming together, and like maybe we could learn, like I could learn an African culture, and African can learn American culture.
Would you be part of it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, people just have to like have a mindset that I'm not just gonna hang out with this group. I'm just gonna hang out with this person, this person, this person. I just have to like broaden my friendships and just be open to anyone, basically.
So
we just have to escape our comfort zone and hang out with people that aren't like us, and you'll learn from them in different groups. So the individual has to have the effort to change. Maybe present like different nights where you have like you introduce different cultures into the community. I know there's Ola night which introduces the Hispanic culture, but maybe some African cultures or some of the other international students that maybe feel left out.
I feel like nothing should be forced. I feel like thinking equally. Like I feel like it's about ripping all stereotypes of people just out and really just getting to know people for who they are, not what they look like not choosing friends based upon what they look like and what they're interested in. Like I should be able to walk up to anybody and just start like a small conversation. Instead of, sitting back away from them thinking, oh, he's probably like this, or she's probably like that, I ain't gonna bother her.
Nice.
So
Maybe administration or someone who like get everyone into groups, and, like especially like connect groups, and not have them like choose groups and stuff, so people get to know different people from other cultures or personalities or backgrounds and everything like that. Because we kind of mostly just hang out with each other, and since we get to pick where we are, especially with connect groups, then we don't get to experience different things.
I like to see more of an integration with all cultures. Like instead of Ola night being once a month, I wish they'd incorporate Ola night on like Monday night chapels, or I would just the school needs to do more of an effort to make the culture of the Hispanic population and like even the people we have a lot of people from Haiti here, just educate people on a little bit about their culture so that people can understand where they're coming from, and you can make it enjoyable. You can have like game night or food night. You can do those kind of things where you can just pretty much integrate the whole population of the school together.
Just more groups, more community activities, bring everyone together.
I think we need to maybe get everybody in the same events. Kind of on the same page, doing the same things. Each person is going to have their preference, so can't really go against that. But I think we have to be open-minded, not so much to be where we're comfortable, but kind of know a little bit what we don't know about.
Away from things that we have in common that's very materialistic and very trendy, so to speak. And I think we should be more accepting of like, oh, like that person's Hispanic, like, oh, like let me learn about you, or learn more accepting to learning of who people are.
Oh, make more groups, like clubs and stuff, like Ola, make one for like, like African Americans, or for like white Caucasians, or for like, Brazilians or whatever. Because sometimes the people who go to Ola are like, oh, I don't speak Spanish. I'm like, you don't have to speak Spanish to do it. So do like clubs, and then just like spread the word more that you don't have to be that certain race. Like if you just want to find out more about it, I guess teaching the people about it.
So
like open-minded, and like not, and you have to want to learn about other people, because if not, you're gonna be like ignorant, and then you might say some stuff that is not really nice. That if you like were educated, you would know, okay, I can't say that.
And I think that we should have more of a mixture when it comes to performances, when it comes to, and not that we're trying to do it, but it just happens. That's just how we do it. I believe that there should be more interaction as far as different races. Maybe and I know we have a lot of contemporary music, but I think there should be a little bit of mixture of gospel. There should be a little mixture of like we have Ola, we have Spanish, but then also for the people who are maybe Brazilian, or the people who are from other countries, maybe Jamaicans, Haitians, people who are from Germany, things like that. I think we need to incorporate that more, because the Lord said go and preach the gospel to all the world. So I think we should include all the world in everything we do. I think it works on both parts because Southeastern can only do so much because of maybe their fundings or their staff and things like that. So I think as students and as a body, the body of Christ, we can reach out and say, hey guys, let's do this. Hey, let's go to the staff and suggest this, because the staff has so much on their plates already as dealing with paperwork, students, and all these other things. I think it's more, I would say it's more on the students to come to the staff and say, hey, can we do this? Hey, can we do that?
Okay, well, thank you.
All right, you're welcome.
I'm not sure what the answer would be to unifying that. I wish we did have more of maybe an international club or presence, but with the limitations, you know, budgetary and otherwise that are on this office, it might have to be more student-led. Or I would be welcome to the opportunity to talk with other departments in student life or academics if there's some ways we could brainstorm to maybe bring that awareness. I think we did a better job of that in the past, but quite honestly, there were more resources dedicated to it then as well. Cool. I don't have any sort of a quota in that way, but it's certainly my personal goal that I would love to see the number that we have here double within a couple of years, and I think we can do that. I'd like to work more with admissions. They're doing a great job at bringing in more international students, and our current admission counselor for international students is a former F1 student herself from Paraguay, so that really lends a lot of credibility to that role and helps attract the right sort of students that we want from around the world. So I'm hopeful because there is a global aspect to this campus. That's one of the tenets that Dr. Engel prescribes to, is that he wants to make us more of a global presence, and that's one way we can do it. So I'm hopeful that that will increase. I think a real important aspect, especially as a small Christian school, is that when you have Christians attending from parts of the world, they really help enrich that experience because they're going to bring a different style of worship, a different way of approaching the Bible and their own Christianity. When you have students here, and we do have a few from countries where Christians are actively being persecuted, that really arouses or raises up the awareness of what that's like, and that brings a whole new reality to what it means to be Christian. So I think that's a very enriching, very enhancing, important aspect of being on this campus.
Absolutely.